nose. And the first arteries that are closest to the heart is the elastic artery. And one thing I would ask you is to identify layer. You should be able to identify TA, TM, or TA. Those are the abbreviations. But on a quiz, write it out. Tunica intima, tunica media, and tunica adventitia. The elastic artery, they're the largest arteries. In fact, they're so large, I mean, you can barely get, under a low magnification, the entire thing in the field of view. And notice the colors. In the TI, well, we don't notice anything. I can only point to it. It's the innermost layer. But in the TM, there are two tissue types. There's the smooth muscle. There's the elastic tissue. The dark, almost black color you see is the elastic tissue. Anywhere where you see like a reddish or a pinkish is the smooth muscle. Elastic tissues have the highest content of the dark staining elastic tissue. Okay. Out here, the TA, it's a loose collagenous tissue. It's a loose CT basically. And one thing I might point to in the TA, if I say identify structure, is the vasa vasorum. These are the small vessels of the big vessel that supply blood to all the cells in the different tunics. So here's a low mag of the entire vessel wall for a big elastic artery. The next artery that branches from elastic arteries are muscular arteries, shown here. And they are, well, the three arrows point to the three tunics. What do you think that tunic is? Yeah. Tunica intima, tunica media, and tunica adventitia. Look at the TM. See how much it's more pink, okay, compared to that? It's more black because it's more elastic. There's elastic in the TM, just less of it. So muscular arteries have the most muscle. So their TM is a very pretty pink color. The TA, right from there to there, tunica adventitia. The TI, we can see a structure, I might say identify layer, it's tunica intima. I might say identify this structure, the black squiggly line is the internal elastic lamina. That's in your notes. We did kind of note that before. Let's look at a different artery from a different stained slide. This is also a muscular artery. Let's remember that elastic and muscular arteries, you got all three tunics. So the three arrows point to tunica intima, media, and adventitia. The cells inside are the red blood cells. And so this is from the rat testes. We also have an arteriole from the spleen. I know these are arterioles by definition. You have these little, they're called central arterioles in the spleen. Now I haven't taught spleen yet. That's with the immunity chapter, the lymphatics chapter. Spleen helps you fight blood-borne diseases because all the blood from the splenic artery gets filtered out into these little arterioles, and they're covered, surrounded with a white pulp. The white pulp is purple, but on fresh dissection, it looks white because it's a bunch of white blood cells. So we have all these white blood cells surrounding the blood coming in. If there's an infection there, the white blood cells, you might have the right clone to fight it. Okay, got a question?
Yeah, your spleen, on an ultrasound, it's much thicker than your liver. How come? Is it because of all this extra?
Thicker, I mean in terms of overall thickness?
No, like you can't see through it as well as you can your liver. Like you can see the organs under your liver easier than you can your spleen.
The reason why it would appear more dense is because it could be usually connective tissues, usually can't see from more dense, or the tissue's more dense.
It is.
It could be the pulp. They're packed out with red blood cells, maybe more than liver is. Usually the blood content might affect the image on the MRI. But for this one, the arteriole. Now let's remember that if we do a close-up of it, you're down to two layers. TI, TM, no TA. Okay. The strict definition of an arteriole is the TM, you can only have a couple of layers of smooth muscle cells. If you have more than that, technically it's not an arteriole. All right, so that's why I have the two arrows there. That's a close-up picture of an arteriole. Now let's talk about capillaries next. I haven't talked about those.